this video, I'm going to show you how to pipe and flood on a cookie. So if you haven't watched the videos before on what consistency to make your icing for piping and flooding, you should go watch that first. So I've got my cookie, I've got this stencil turntable, which is the coolest thing ever. I think I got it from Cookie Countess website, but it's a Stencil Genie, stencilgenie.com. You can get them, Etsy, a lot of places online. So I've got my cookie, my turntable, my piping icing, I'm just doing white this time, and my flooding icing. And I'm gonna start the piping icing. I've got a 3-tip on this. It's a standard round piping tip. So I'm gonna start in one spot. I'm gonna touch the icing down, squeezing gently, not too hard. Keep consistent pressure on the icing bag, and you're gonna lift slightly as you follow the edge of the cookie. And anytime you come to a point like here, I'm going to touch down just to make sure the icing sticks, and then lift up again. That just helps you keep a nice clean line. You don't want to drag along the cookie because that'll leave a messy, uneven line. So again, I'm going to touch down here and lift up again. I just keep following around. Touch down. And you're just going to go all the way back around to where you started. Also, lifting up the icing like this helps you if there's like a mistake, if it breaks or something, you have room to take it off before it touches the cookie. It's especially good once you've already done this base layer, and if you're piping something on over it, such as lettering, and it starts to glob or doesn't look right as it's coming out, you can grab it with a scribe or a popsicle stick before it actually touches the cookie and messes up your white icing. So that's our piped outline. I'm going to take my flooding icing and just fill in the whole thing. It doesn't have to be anything fancy because we're gonna help it along with our scribe or popsicle stick or pin or whatever you're using. I like to do a good amount so that it doesn't sink down when it dries at all. It looks nice and fluffy. So just fill that there. And I'm going to use my scribe. Again, you can get these online anywhere. You could also use a pin, a popsicle stick, and you're just going to kind of help it fall into all of the grooves and points and edges so that it's touching your piping line. Go right to the points there, and this piped outline will keep the icing from falling off. Since this is a flooding consistency, it is much thinner. Without that outline pipes there, it would fall right off the cookie. So you're gonna do that, make sure it's all filled, and then you can check to see. You bang it a little bit, maybe shake it. You can see there's little bubbles here that form from just underneath the icing, and if that dries like that, it's going to dry with a bump. So you can use your pin or whatever to just pop those. Make sure you get a nice clean surface. And I think I got a crumb in there. I could take it out. Yeah, I think that's it. Looks good. Got a perfectly white, piped, and flooded cookie.